taşındı.
Aşırı sildiğinin yuvasını çektiğine
Anne. Ya sana ne yiyorsun lan? Anne. Anara ben atını.
আমরা বেড়াতে আসছি ওনার সাথে
পীরখানে দুদিকে এই নদীটা আপনি শঙ্কর নদীর দিকে যাবেন?
হ্যাঁ আর ব্ল্যাক
চলেন তাহলে শঙ্কর দেখলেন
So you have lots of childhood memories here.
I do. I'm never sure. আমি যখন এখানে আসি কিছুদিন থাকি and I'm never sure where I belong. And so my father used to live on that side on a bed. And so, of course, he was ill, he was bedridden, so I wasn't hanging around. So he used to tie me up. There's a door there with the sticks and iron rods. So he used to keep me tied up there so I couldn't run away anywhere. It's funny. That's an anecdote from my mother, I guess. And one cousin built that, another cousin built that. This is ready to fall off. Anyway, this is what's good.
But it's so good that it stayed, intact.
And so I think this is the last opportunity I'm getting. I'm so glad he's here. He's able to take the picture. He's able to take the picture. Sorry, watch your head, sir. Don't want you to fall and get hurt.
Oh, it's just building a structure.
I think these things were there, those ones.
Yeah.
And so that's how it was.
Yeah, beams. These are beams, and
they
then
put papers there.
Yeah, same kind of like building structure.
No.
So
it just fell off.
Oh, it just fell off. I see. Okay.
So Sharif, when did this fire happen?
Oh, I don't know.
But it survived. It looks like that fire didn't cut throughout, didn't spread out.
No.
So they could contain it.
Yeah.
এখন তো বৃষ্টি হলে তখন থেকে পানি পড়ে না কোন রকমের
এখন তো পড়তেছে There used to be a roof there, but now it's all falling off. Everything's falling off. It's the last end of it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that
documented,
Yeah, it's documented,
pictures.
right?
Yeah. Basically, I was born in this house, and I had two older sisters, and by the time I was 2.5 years old, my father died. He had some form of cancer. I can't tell, but he really basically starved to death because he could not tolerate food. And any food he ate, it was always coming out through his nose. So he was bedridden for almost 4 or 5 months before he died. So after he died, my mother decided to go back to her ancestral home where I grew up. Problem. তোমার বড় হ্যাঁ এবারে আচ্ছা আমার মার ফাঁকর ছিল এখানে এই যে ঘরটা দেখতেছেন ওই ঘরটা আমার মার এই ঘরটা I grew up here. আমি তখন প্রাইমারি স্কুলে আমি ক্লাস 4 পর্যন্ত লেখাপড়া করি তারপরে আমার যখন ক্লাস 5-এ যেতে হলো তখন তখন এখানে একটা গুজরাট স্কুল বলে একটা স্কুল 2 মাইল দূরে। I had to walk a couple of miles to go to school, a couple of miles to get back from the school. But my father had cancer. He knew that he was going to die. And so he used to apparently tell my mother that, look, my daughters, 2 daughters will get married somewhere and somebody will take care of them, but make sure my son will get an education through my childhood, early childhood, that I have to get an education. I have to stand on my 2 legs without having to depend on anybody. So that's how my career started, I suppose. Inspiration from the mother, instruction from the father. And so this is how my life has started, I guess. And I never still finished. I'm still reading, still learning. You see, she used to tell me that you should pray. And it has become very custom for me. The prayer is very simple. Rabbi Zidni Elman, God give me knowledge. So that was my prayer. I still do it. So there you are.
What kind of reading, writing you do? What do you like
My
to
main
read?
interest is history. That's my main interest. And writing is just reflection of my own personal life. And maybe someday, with the hope that I will be able to put it together in a format like a book and maybe have it published someday. So I have seen many things, and I lived through through the famine of 1943. I have seen as a little boy people starving, for example, and see them. I still see them. Anyhow, so I saw part of the Second World War, and eventually I took part in language movement when I was a student. One time got arrested, 54, and I spent about a month and a half with another 150 students from Dhaka University Medical College. And I also took part in the independence movement of Bangladesh. During the liberation work, I was in Canada. I was in Canada because then I saw the news of crackdown by the Pakistani army and whatever they were doing in Dhaka and surrounding areas. So at night I could not sleep. And I sent a telegram to the then Foreign Minister of Canada, told him that Canada was a democratic country and Pakistan was not letting expression of the people take hold and accept the result of the election. And he should think more. Luckily for me, whether it is me or other people, did the same things and messages to the foreign minister, and that changed the policy. And so Canada was one of the earlier countries that stopped economic aid to Pakistan. So that's one thing I did. Then we had a very small population in Winnipeg of Bangladeshi origin. And so some of us got together and set up an organization called Canada Bangladesh Association with the hope to fight for independence to facilitate independence of Bangladesh from Pakistan. And so we raised fund, one, to help the liberation war, two, is to help the people who became homeless and went to India. And then we helped try to set up the communication system around Bangladesh by different sector commanders, eventually sending equipment so they can communicate with each other. And that was done in cooperation and association with a number of other organizations in the United States as well as in Canada. So that's what we did. And of course, we wrote letters to different government heads and United Nations representatives, try to change policy and to accept Bangladesh as an independent country. That's it. So that's what we did. This area here, in here that you see here, is another Jalepara. They used to fish on the river. So, আমরা বলতাম জাল্লাপাড়া। একটা দাম হতো
50 টাকা 50 টাকা
50 টাকা। আচ্ছা, আসলে 50 বাংলা শোনারও আচ্ছা আছে 50 টাকা। After independence, I got involved with Pongo Hospital and on a voluntary basis. And I used to come every year, like working there, mostly on a voluntary basis, because there's not too many orthopedic surgeons. There's an American called Dr. Gerst, and he's responsible to trying to set up a hospital in Dhaka to treat war-injured people. And so I was involved with it, working on a voluntary basis. So every year I used to come about for a month or so. And eventually I was offered to take over the Pongo Hospital in his place as he was leaving. But I thought about it. I came to the conclusion that it was not the right time for me, because my responsibility, I had a young family and personal security was not there. Then future of the kids are not there. So I put them all together and came to the conclusion that I should go back. So I spent all my working life in Canada. So that's my story, I guess. So I try to do a little bit here, a little bit there, try to set up a school and help them to improve their education. And that's all I did, I guess. That's all I have been doing. Little bit here, some schools here, some schools in my father's land. People on my father's side, most of them are not educated, and they're relatively poor. So I had some responsibility to try to get them educated. So I have been trying and make sure they don't starve. And that's the two sides of me, made me what I am, I suppose. Try to help people. That's why I became a doctor anyway. And so I was fortunate that I was able to break away from the poverty. And whatever I can, I have tried to help Bangladesh, because I know my mother knew that education is the only way, and the training, special skill. These are what determines a person's life, I guess, how well they will do. So, and I've tried in here. I'm involved with the schools in here and also in my father's area, with some of the high school mostly. And so I'm involved with some organization whereby we're able to set up computer learning in high schools, like almost like 9 high schools in this area between Anwar and Puti. 2 years ago, we had a conference about how to improve education, and basically that's all, nothing spectacular. Government of Bangladesh had a program, so they were supplying a computer in a number of schools, but without teachers, without training, and without any backup. So that's just what was happening. So even though computers were there, there was hardly any training of any kind. So that's when I got involved. This land is so beautiful. You see, that's what you're seeing, there's Shankar. And this river empties there, see, goes to Shankar. See how rich this land is. You can see how these vegetables are growing. Small piece of land supports all these people. Now, do you wish to walk any more on any further, or do you want to go back?
Are you tired?
No, I'm not tired. I'm used to a lot of physical activities. I still swim. I still swim 3 times a week. I try to. And when I don't go swimming, I usually walk for a few miles whenever I can. So it's up to you. If you feel like going up, seeing some more of this country, you can see it and take some pictures as you're doing.